if we were going to use side, angle, side, we would have needed to know that one. Side, angle, side. So, help me out here. I got colored pipe cleaner. Sonia's thought process, and this is good, this kind of visualization. She's saying that if the green sides are the same and the yellow sides are the same, her thought is, wouldn't these sides have to be the same as each other? Yes or no? Yes. Oh, you convinced Chris. She's persuasive, isn't she?
No.
He was just guessing.
Can't just agree with the pretty girl. Let's take a side, right? Here's a side, right? Because I know I can't draw, you know. Here's a side that is the same length, correct? So far, so good? Same side, same, and I'm gonna make this one the same. Tell me if the line that connects those along the bottom has to be the same. No, what's wrong in the beginning? Did I not make it obvious enough? Do they have to be the same? I have two sides that form an angle, and this is the same and these are the same. Does that mean that bottom has to be the same? Because what's obviously different here? What's obviously different about these two? How the purple and the angle and the green. Their angles here are obviously not the same. And so think of, you know, these two sides opening, they create a length. These two sides open more, this side is longer. Do I know anything about this angle to say that those were the same? They really, really look like it, but are we going off of the picture? Hey, that looks like it. We need proof. Fact. Again, relate this to court of law. She did it. Because I saw someone who did it, and it looks just like her. Is she going to jail? It really, the person who did it looks just like her. It looks like it. Does that work? But I would need proof. I would need DNA. I would need evidence. We have a certain amount of evidence here. This is not part of what was given to us. This is the evidence you're bringing to the court of law. Can you argue those triangles are the same? Based on this? No. Does that mean they're for sure not the same? No, but this is not enough for me to prove. Your case closed, you lose. And so we can't make the argument. Did I say we're bringing manipulatives and like kids would be doing? Look what I'm doing. Sorry.
Oh, just like the pencils in your hair?
I didn't hear about that.
I was in the room. I didn't talk to your dad.
But a good way to think about it, and you're on the right track. Oh, I have the information, it's not in the right place. Not at the right place at the right time. Oh, you're a free one. Right? Can't convict you unless you're in the right place at the right time. You're in the right place at the right time. It has to be considered. you guys see this one, where is this one, Chris? Kind of
Right on
here?
top of that one.
This one?
Right to the left of it. Right on top of
The
one.
third, right to the left. Sound like me. My husband gets so mad. It's right to the left. Is it right to the left, to the right?
It's up to the left, okay? Up to the left side.
So side and side is out.
Is this one?
I don't know this side.
What'd you say?
This is side, side, side.
Alright.
We don't know this. Can you say side, side,
No,
side?
I'm just verifying. I just happen to look like. Agree?
She said it was ankle side ankle. No, 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 no. I was just kidding. No, no, no.
Do two angles. It's not.
Agree?
That.
Chris, you got a bunch of people that are.
Many of those? No?
So what I did? So Alan, did you agree that this was angle side? Because Chris convinced this whole classroom.
No,
Why?
cause one of the points has more lines than the other.
Air high five, ready?
Alan.
Woo, yeah, there you go.
Happy ankle.
Alright, so Alan said angle, check one. Side, check two. Angle, are those two angles the same? Oh no, they aren't, because one of them has two little foo-foos and the other one has three. This is a big old knot.
Denise,
Screw
I got
it.
it right. I got it right.
You got it right?
Yeah.
So now on, the ones that we don't know.
Now,
You have to do that.
now, of course I did, it was fun. Now, if this were to have had three, would it be angle, angle, side?
Yes.
Yes. But it doesn't have three, so it's not.
Losers.
Because of that extra on the side.
What was that? That's what she did.
Something I didn't even see that. No, it's not.
And when she did that, she recorded it.
was showing this to Selena and such, so like Leo and Sharon, Sonia. Congruent, we're basically trying to say, hey, these two are the same. Obviously, if I have them and I can go, guess what? Are those the same?
Yeah.
Yepers. Can we do that with these things when they're on paper? No. And so that's why we have to use particular facts to build it. So this is what we're doing. We just have to use other pieces to get there.
So I emailed.
Oh, you did email it to me?
It's just the main thing. Yesterday, remember we went outside and we did the shadows.
Oh, when I tried my tree, I couldn't get a good shadow by the time I got home. I gotta get my tree, because I wanna know how tall my tree is.
So there's just so many applications of similar triangles. Some things we can't measure. We can't use the measuring tape, like Ms. Schumer cannot take a tape and measure the height of a tree. So obviously she would use the shadows. Another application for similar triangles is actually in medicine. I was also surprised to find out.
Really?
Yeah, they use it in to treat cancer patients with radiation.
No way.
So I just found a video. It's a short video. We can look at it.
I'm getting that going.
Don't be surprised in the next, I don't know, 10, 15 years when you guys are walking and you end up using a geometry. Because the doctor's using geometry. She learned in high school.
Really? Let me get,
We don't want to mess up the angles.
Do you believe we're gonna die this year?
No.
I do.
I don't either.
Hey, listen,
I don't.
right after you read the thing,
hold on, let
unless
me,
there's 6 years of peace in Israel, the end all is done.
I mean, that's good.
At the New England Medical
We're not
Center,
gonna die.
Dr. Anita Hodgkin works with a team of specialists treating cancer patients. Geometry plays an important role in determining safe levels of radiation therapy.
hey,
Her drawing amazing.
go away, Murphy.
Garbage, $19 picture.
Murphy, get the heck out of here.
Just too much.
Hold up. Can I, I don't know if I can make it a full screen.
He's in the window.
You two that were, Mrs. Rihanna was just saying, the applications of what we were doing yesterday, I tried to go home and measure my tree and the measure my shadow and the shadow of the tree and stuff.
What's the code, Hannah?
But the sun was not at the right angles, I couldn't get it. I do wanna try that, cause I do wanna start to estimate how tall my trees are, because they are ridiculous. And so I wasn't able to do that, but she found this video that applies similar triangles in a way that you probably never would have expected. I'm just trying to,
Double click on the screen and maybe it'll work.
oh,
Hi.
there it is. There you go.
That's what you do on YouTube too.
You learn something new every day.
I try.
You fat.
At the New England Medical Center, Dr. Anita Mahadjan works with a team of specialists treating cancer patients. Geometry plays an important role in determining safe levels for radiation therapy.
Radiation has to be delivered with extreme accuracy and precision because the stakes are very high. If the calculations are not done correctly, the risk of overtreating the spinal cord could be potentially paralysis. And this is completely unacceptable.
Sandra John Baptiste and Jason Talkington are studying treatment plan calculations with dosimetrist Max Busher.
This point up here, the apex, is the source of the radiation. This is a fixed distance for all patient treatment. From the source to the skin is 100 centimeters. So what are we worried about here? We're going to have to treat it with two abutting fields.
If the fields are abutting on the skin surface, then they're going to overlap at the distance where the cord is, and so there's going to be a hot spot there.
Right.
A dosimetrist must calculate how far apart to set the two beams so that the spinal cord does not receive a double dose. The first step is to identify two triangles inside the radiation beam.
This triangle here, this is 100 centimeters, and at depth to the core, that's 5 centimeters.
The two triangles overlap. The base of the smaller triangle is defined by where the radiation beam meets the patient's skin. This length can be measured. The base of the larger triangle, where the beam meets the spinal cord, must be calculated. The two triangles can be shown to be similar by looking at their angles.
Both triangles will share the same angle here, and they both have 90-degree angles there.
That's right. We have two triangles that are similar. Okay, so one of the properties of similar triangles is corresponding sides are in proportion. So we need to know how much bigger this side of the field is at 5 centimeters deep. And it's bigger by the proportion of the corresponding sides.
To find the missing length, the sides of the two triangles are put in proportion to each other. 100 is to 105, as 15 is to the missing length on the spinal cord. The answer is 15.75. The length is longer by 0.75 centimeters.
Yes, sir, Larry, that's gonna look great. We can do some marking here.
We perform a similar calculation for the other field. We add those two together and we can mark that on the skin. And so when we treat this patient, the cord doesn't get overdosed.
So we need a gap from here to about here.
I had no idea that I'd be using high school geometry to this extent. It's just about in everything that we do. It's almost second nature now. We don't even think about it. You just look for the angles and similar triangles and do the calculations as necessary.